So I thought I'd just come on and do a little update because I haven't been on here for a little while. Just been busy on the farm and with the sheep lambing and things. The calves are all doing so well. We're absolutely over the moon with how they're growing. I say this year we got them on silage a lot earlier than we normally have. We obviously still waited until their rumens had developed well, and they still had straw to eat as well. Obviously the straw's are vital for helping their stomachs work and break down their food. But we started them on silage probably a good month, 6 weeks earlier than we have done previous year and the year before. We never really got them on ad lib silage previously. We used to give them enough to sort of last through the day or through the night, but this year they've been on ad lib for a little while now, and they're just doing phenomenal. We're absolutely over the moon. We've never had calves this big at this age. When you get in with them, it's quite surprising how big they actually are. These are the youngest ones on this side. We have another shed out the back there, and they've got a yard out the back, and they get fed out there as well. These are on twice a day feeding at the moment. They have between £5 and £6 each per day, and that's split into 2 different feeds. They get fed morning and evening, and then the ad lib silage through the day and night. They have bales put down. They're getting the new bales down today. The bullocks went out a couple of weeks ago for the summer, so the calves all got moved out of the ones that were left in the calves' house. The sheds were cleaned out, and then we put the bedded up and then put the calves in. But yeah, they're doing really well. We haven't had any sick at all the last month or so, maybe even 2 months. We've had a really good season. Very little illness really. I wouldn't even say we had pneumonia this year. It was more sort of just like a viral infection. Obviously we use the Rispoval pneumonia vaccine, which is an absolute lifesaver. And fingers crossed we'll carry on as we are, and we're still on 100% survival rate, which we have had for the last 3 years now. I haven't lost a calf or a bullock in 3 years, so fingers crossed it stays like that, but you never know. Things happen, but I say at the moment everybody's doing fantastically well. Well pleased with them all. The youngest 2 are the 2 smaller ones, the little browny red one there and the one in the middle there. They're a fair bit younger than the rest of them, but they're doing really well now. I say the younger ones are just starting to clear up their ringworm now. I never treat ringworm. They normally within 2 months. Penny there, hers is starting to go now. Picasso's has completely healed up. Not every calf will get ringworm. Some will have their immunity passed on from their mums, so we tend to let it just run the course, let it heal up on its own, and they never get ringworm again. Unless they get it round their eye and it's sore, then I will treat it. I'll give a little bit of pen and strep and some antibiotic ointment, but as long as it's not bothering them sort of on the eyelid, then we leave it alone and it will heal up. Florence there, his is healing up lovely now, and he had quite a fair bit on his face. He is going to be a huge bullock. He has got the widest shoulders I've ever seen on a calf, and he is massive. He's not one of the oldest either, but you can see he is just huge, and such a sweetheart as well. Really sweet. Hello, darling. That's Wookie. But yeah, so really happy with everything, how it's going this year. Nobody was missed with dehorning. He's got a little bud coming up there, but that could have been just because it didn't quite go deep enough. So that all went well, no problems with dehorning at all this year. Muffin, the Belgian Blue at the back there, he's improved so much. He had a extremely hard calving, and his mum actually died after calving him because he was so huge, and he's been quite slow. He's just like an old plod along, bless him. But the last month he's really come out of himself and loves playing with the others, moving a lot quicker and, you know, acting like a calf should. He as well is going to be a very big bullock when he's older. So everything so far is going really well. We've got the 56 calves and then the 44 bullocks that are out at the moment. We have 34 this side of the farm, and then we've got 10 just down the road in fields down there. At the minute we're just desperate for some rain, which is coming because it's been so dry. We're running out of grass a little bit. We have a fair little stack of silage over there, so my partner's been taking out silage to the bullocks, so they're all quite happy.